The University of Oregon is located in Eugene, a city of 80,000 people, situated in the lush Willamette River Valley, midway between Cascade Mountains and the Pacific Ocean.
Touchdown! Stewart! Yeah, I got your speed right here.
Hey, ball corner 10, outside 5. Are you kidding me?
I'm really proud of where this team's at. We got a lot of work to do.
What's the deal, Doug family? I am Kenjon alongside Jonathan Stewart. We want to welcome you to the very first episode of the Ducks of a Feather podcast.
My man.
How we doing, baby?
How you doing?
Listen, I woke up this morning.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
You blessed?
Blessed and highly favored.
Oh, there it is then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Let me introduce you guys to Kenjon Barner. Kenjon Barner was born in California, Linwood, California. He went to Notre Dame High School, not Notre Dame College, but Notre Dame in Riverside. Riverside? Is that what y'all did?
That is not what we did.
Oh, dang. Y'all missed out. And then obviously chose to leave California to come to Oregon. Wow. Which I am so glad he did because not only is he a Duck great, but he's become one of my great friends. After watching him play USC, where he rushed for 321 yards and basically just squashed every single game record that the Ducks running back core has ever created. 5 touchdowns to add to that game. I said to myself, wow, who is this young man? As I'm sitting in North Carolina watching my Ducks, trample through teams in the Pac-12 back then. I said, who is this guy? He's fast. He looks nice. He looks the part, built. He had them. Did you do a lot of biceps in your workout routine?
Genetics, okay.
It's just genetics, huh?
Genetics.
But you were just put together, brother. I was like, man, who is this guy? And then, he gets drafted to the Carolina Panthers after having a successful Duck career, rushing for 582 attempts, 3,623 yards, 6.2 yards per carry, which means this man was getting missing, okay? Nobody was touching this guy. And if they was touching him, it was because he was, laying that bicep on people, okay? He got to the Carolina Panthers, and I said, yes, fellow Duck. Got to know Kenjon really well. He's a lover of people. He's a lover of the game, lover of his family, really well-raised. That's how good of a guy you are.
I appreciate that, man.
So I'm just blessed and honored to be able to do this with you, man. We've got some things in our life, man. We've grown together.
Yes, we have.
Over there in Carolinas.
Yes, we have. And I get the honor and the privilege of introducing you guys to Jonathan Stewart, an Oregon great, an Oregon legend, top 3 in almost every statistical rushing category at Oregon. Drafted not second, not third, not fourth, not fifth, but first round to the Carolina Panthers, where he went on to become the all-time leading rusher for the Carolina Panthers, to have an illustrious career. He's a man's man. He's a leader of men. He's a man of faith. Not only is he a friend, but he's my brother, somebody that I love and cherish. Jonathan Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. That was amazing, brother. I love you, man.
I appreciate you. I love you. I love you, man.
Well, let's get to it, man.
Let's get into it, man. Before we even get started, listen, this was spoken to existence, okay? Me and Stu had a conversation a couple months back. Was on with him, doing an interview with him, and we were on the phone afterwards. We're just kind of talking. We said, hey, me and you're going to do something together sometime in the near future. I don't know when or what, but, something's going to come about, and here we are. So nothing is by coincidence. Nothing is by happenstance, and here we are. So let's get this thing going, man. What we got, Jay Stu?
Man, look, so why are we doing this podcast? Okay? We're doing this podcast because the audience needs to hear from former Ducks that have, some synergies around college football. We understand the game. There's certain things that we offer, to the fans, and they deserve it. And I don't think there's really a platform right now that has access to that, has access to, guys that not just played college ball, but played at the pro level. And when I say pro level, I mean, how many Super Bowls you got?
3.
Ooh,
Tres.
good Lord. It's a lot. So, I mean, Kenjon Barner, ladies and gentlemen, he knows a couple things about winning championships, the championships of them all. Okay. And, this is just an opportunity for us to, engage with the fanship. As we're going into the Big Ten, we'll get to that later, but this is just an opportunity for us to, introduce Oregon in a whole different way, which is from experience, loyalty, and just a fan. I'm a fan of the Oregon Ducks.
Absolutely. And along with that, tying the past with the present with the past. We want to bring you guys, we want to reconnect you to guys that you were once a fan of that you may have lost contact with or don't know where they're at or what they're doing. So we kind of want to bridge the gap with this and tie everyone back into this Duck family and reconnect, the roots of the tree. This is going to be a great experience. It's going to be a great time for myself and Stu. And, we were thinking that you guys will enjoy it as well. So, that's what
we'll hear some stories of what things were like when Mr. Barner played football.
And when Mr. J. Stu played, okay? Yes, sir. Jump into it.
Let's get to it, man. What's going on with Ducks of a Feather? Why Ducks of a Feather?
Ducks of a Feather, man, DOF, in other words. It's a brand that's about community building within the Duck family. It's a brand that offers unique and innovative collections, and the proceeds benefit current athletes through all sports at the University of Oregon.
I love that. I love being a part of this, man. Helping out our own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, NIL is just out of this world right now.
I got a headache just thinking about it. Listen, my palm is itching.
Yeah, my eye itching. Your grandma used to say, "Your eye start itching. That means you about to get some money."
Get some money, okay?
Yeah, my eye ain't itching right now though. But,
yeah, let's talk about this NIL, man.
Who do you think is the top paid NIL college football player right now?
We gotta go over there to Colorado. It's only right. You know who his daddy is, Mr. Primetime himself. So he's taking care of his kids. So you gotta go to Mr. You gotta go to Mr. Shador.
The Shador.
Gotta go over there.
So check this. He's making $4.7 million. Now listen to this. These are the deals. Google, Tops, Urban Outfitters, Beats. And when I say Beats, that means by Dre. Gatorade, Mercedes, bro. You know what I was driving in college?
What was you driving still?
A Honda 87.
Okay.
And then I got to upgrade because my Honda got stolen in front of my teammate Garen Strong's house while we were in, I think it was was that the Holiday Bowl? I don't know which one of the bowls were.
Somebody robbed Jonathan Stewart, huh?
Yeah, someone got me, dog.
Somebody got you. Got you. Listen, I was driving a Mercedes when I was in college my freshman year.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, white COK 320, baby. Cool.
So you did, I don't want to step on anybody's toes right now with these questions. I feel like I'm putting you on trial.
I was already investigated. Everything was smooth. Everything was cool.
It was smooth cooling?
Everything was smooth sailing, okay?
What color were the seats?
What color were my seats? They were black. Black inside, black leather. Yeah, black.
Oh, nice.
Black Italian leather, okay?
Italian?
Yeah, I might be making that up, but it sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds good. So
did you have the standard wheels on there?
Yeah, stock. At that time, I wasn't in the Mercedes was enough. Okay, no more dressing up. It was enough. But I do know that Shador is over there in a brand new. Let me say this correctly, Maybach. Okay,
a Maybach.
I wasn't in a Maybach. I wasn't in one of those. Okay,
that's how you say it, Maybach.
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought it was Maybach.
No, Maybach.
Mm.
Yeah.
We'll learn something new every day.
Every day.
Every single day.
So who do you think is second in second place when it comes to NIL?
Man, I don't know. Who is it?
We're going to head over to the most dominant family in football, the Manning family. And we're going to go over there to Mr. Arch Manning. He is getting a whopping 3.1 million beans, okay? 3.1. Listen, some of these guys getting these NIL deals are going to take pay cuts when they go to this next level, okay? Mm-hmm. This is crazy.
Yeah,
this is insane.
Yeah, that just don't come frequently and often, okay?
No.
Like, this doesn't happen. And just to clarify, this isn't the amount of money that these guys are making. According to On3, this is just the valuations that come from things like performance, influence, exposure, and deal data. So, but still, the value, to know that you're a value right there, is amazing.
The greatest thing in the world is to know your value, okay?
There you go.
Look, I need guys to understand, everybody don't make the big money contracts at this next level.
Yeah.
So get this money while you can, okay?
Get this money while you can. Is that your stance right now for any college player? Like, get the money while you can?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we know the NFL, bro. It's a cutthroat business, and it stands for not for long. So if you have a guaranteed contract while you're in college, get your money. Put yourself. If you're going, here's my advice to college players right now. If you're not a first round draft pick or a second round draft pick, get your money. Get your money, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And make sure while you're getting your money, while your expenses and the things that you have to pay for are very limited, make that money work for you. Make that money work for, so when you do leave college in 3 or 4 years, you've made enough money, and your money has made enough money on top of that money to help carry you through this NFL, because this NFL life is not for the faint of heart. You know, don't get it twisted. Don't get blinded by the glitz and the glamours of what you see and the big contracts that you see the top 10% get in this league. Because it's not that for everybody. Understand that. Yeah.
This next person is making $2.6 million. Travis Hunter.
I can see that, though. I can see it. He's marketable.
He's got the Rock'em socks, Cheez-It, 7-Eleven, Celsius.
So he has everything that's unhealthy.
All the things that are unhealthy. But he's a college kid. He's a kid, and he's processing food and all those types of things way differently than we are right now.
Wait, don't put me in that category, okay?
Oh yeah, you still built different. You know what? For all y'all that's listening right now, I'm gonna tell y'all something else about Kenjon. I kind of don't like him.
That's a lie. You love me.
I love him.
You don't like me. You love me.
Sometimes he get on my nerves.
Tell him why, Stu.
He's handsome. He can sing
a little bit.
He's fast.
That I am.
He's really fast.
Yeah, so fast. Some fast people look slow.
He does a lot of good things really well. When it comes to eating food, like he's got that body type that he can eat whatever he wants. And it's like he got an oven inside his body. It's just burning everything up and just like it out. I don't know what he's going
to put the quack right there. Listen, shout out to Gary and Wilhelmina Barner, okay? Because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be who I am. Man. So look, going to your time at Oregon, right? We all played with some great guys. We played with some great individuals, some very marketable individuals. Who are some guys that you played with that you think would have done well with the NIL? And you can include yourself.
I will go out and say Dennis Dixon. That's an easy one.
Without a doubt.
He would have crushed it.
Boy.
I mean, especially his last year. I mean, he just came back from getting drafted to the major leagues. So he was marketable from that standpoint. Probably would have got like a chewing gum, a bubble gum sponsor just from that.
And he had that smile on him too. Colgate. Yeah. I can see it now.
Colgate. Yeah, Colgate. Shout out to Dennis Dixon. Got the smallest foot for anyone that's over 6'2".
6'3", wears 7.5 shoe.
Yeah, man. I love you, dog.
Yeah, love you.
I think another guy, Patrick Chung.
Okay. Yeah,
Patrick Chung, obviously great player, but he had a personality that I think people would have loved. So, P. Chung.
Okay. I would go guys that I play with. I mean, we got to start right off with LMJ. Just with his skill set, just what especially during the time frame of college football that we were in. LaMike would have killed. All eyes were on Oregon football, from the uniform to the flash to the speed. LaMike would have absolutely dominated. I would go to Deion Jordan. I think Deion Jordan would have did well with the NIL. I mean, Walt. Can't leave Walt out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
So many guys. Jairus Byrd.
Yeah, there were so many.
TJ Ward.
And it's hard because, linemen get left out of this conversation because they don't get the eyes. The eyes aren't on them like they are on skill positions. There's so many. We had some guys. We definitely had some guys. Who else?
Jeremiah Johnson.
JJ.
JJ would have been, he would have been a face of something.
Marcus, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus, of course.
He probably would have turned it down, though.
With his nice self.
I know. I just do with the money with something else.
Marcus is arguably one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Really?
Ever.
Explain why.
His heart. You know how when you meet, there's very few people that you meet that you just meet and you go, you know what? That's a pure human being. Yeah. That's a pure human being. And Marcus is that guy. The same guy that I met when Marcus was a freshman on that campus is the same guy that I talk to whenever we see each other now. Marcus is just a great human being. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Marcus.
The player I played with that was like that was Jairus Byrd. He was my college roommate.
Absolutely.
And he was just like the most solid. When you talk about consistent, like a person that's just constant and there's nothing that's going to shock you about him because they're just constant.
Yeah.
Jairus Byrd is that.
Yeah, absolutely. I came in as a freshman with Jay Bird. One of the most humble dudes you'll ever meet. Loving, caring, supportive, want to help you. Just a great dude, super great dude. So, Stu, how do you think you would have did with the NIL?
Man, I think I would have, cashed in, baby.
Yeah.
At least a couple mil, hopefully.
I believe it.
Especially if it was, starting my rookie, my freshman year. I feel like I would have had some traction my freshman year because I was highly recruited. Number one, number two, running back in the nation.
So you didn't say in the state. You said in the what?
In the nation. According to, if it was rivals.com or scout.com back in the day.
Yeah.
Who knows the validity of anything back then. But that's what they called me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what it was. That's what it was, and that's what it is. Okay.
But I think I would have did really well, man. I think it would have been nice, too, because I think about it, man. Like, you coming from high school, my mom's struggling.
Yeah.
Like, working, different jobs, and still coming out to support me at, home games down I-5 from Washington State.
Yeah.
And if I had the opportunity to have a private jet plane deal, that would have been really nice because she could have I could have gotten her to go to, some away games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, man.
Yeah. No.
Well, these youngsters just don't know.
That wouldn't have worked for me because my Mima don't fly. She's not getting on the plane. Okay.
She don't play.
No, she's not getting on the plane still. She has no time for that.
I don't blame her.
Nah, but that NIL stuff is crazy. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I hope that these guys are taking care of that money.
Yeah, invest.
Yeah, invest. Don't invest in your homeboys. Don't invest. Don't invest. Listen, be smart. Be smart about your money. Marshawn Lynch said it best. Protect your chicken. Protect your chicken. That money don't last forever. Take care of your money while you're young so it can take care of you when you're old.
Yeah. The bag.
So speaking of, you mentioned traveling up that I-5. So we're going to talk about some travel. Let's talk about this Big Ten move. What are your thoughts on Oregon joining the Big Ten?
When it first was announced, I was like, dang. So no more Pac-12, huh? Just like everybody else. But then I was like, aha, this is an opportunity, man. And yes. Dan Lanning, his presence has changed the trajectory of Oregon football.
Yeah.
He is a recruiter that people trust. It says a lot that with all the coaching changes that has happened amongst college football this year, he's the one person that remained constant, and the the opportunity to basically go into a new conference and basically, you know, re-advertise yourself, an opportunity to not rebrand, but like brand up almost, right? And basically double down on who you are as a coach, who you guys are as a college, who you guys are as a football team, and everything else will follow, right? You talk about all the other sports, you talk about basketball, track. I mean, there's going to be a lot that they're going to have to figure out as far as travel for a lot of the other teams.
That's the crazy part about it, the travel aspect of it. When you think about it's going to work for football, it's going to work for basketball. You know, these are basically your high revenue sports, football being the highest. It's going to work for these. So when you think about the smaller sports programs, that travel aspect of it, I think about that, and that puts a strain on them because a lot of these teams don't travel. Some of them travel by bus.
Yeah.
You know, they aren't flying. So I'll be curious to see how that works and how they manage that with now having to go over to the Midwest. It'll be interesting to see how schools handle that, both coming, well, it's all the Big Ten now, but the schools traveling from the Midwest to the West Coast over to the Midwest. So it'll be interesting to see. But I, excuse me, I love the move. From a sentimental standpoint, you hate to see the Pac go. You know, the Pac was great. The Pac offered some great memories, some great moments, some great times, some great players. But the Pac was never respected. If it wasn't SC back in the day with the Ray Malalugas, the Matt Liners, the Reggie Bush, that era of ball, the Pac wasn't really respected. And that was clear in the rankings. Anytime a Pac school lost, they plummeted, went to the bottom. It was crazy. But when you look at the Big Ten and the SEC, there was a couple spots that they would fall. So from the respect aspect of our play, I'm excited about it. I think it's huge. You finally are in a conference that everybody eyes are on. So now it's not just you getting these 10 o'clock games on the East Coast. Now you're getting primetime games where everybody's going to be watching. So the viewership changes. I think it just does a lot. It does a lot. It opens up recruiting.
Oh, recruiting will be huge.
How many guys in our time in the league did we hear say, oh man, I wanted to come to Oregon, but y'all was just too far, or y'all didn't play close to home. So now that they have that avenue to where, okay, yeah, it's on the other side, but they're playing right in that Midwest alley. You're going to be here. You're going to be close. It's not a far flight from the East Coast. It's not a far flight.
And you talk about media, right? TV games. Those are going to be shown along the East Coast more so now because it's people on the East Coast are tuning into the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Nebraska, all those types of teams. So now we have a larger footprint as far as who is going to be engaging into the University of Oregon. And going back to what you said earlier, this is a huge opportunity for recruiting, right? So this is an opportunity to basically say, hey, first year, Oregon Ducks in the Big Ten, and we mollywopped everybody. You know where to go.
Absolutely. But you already see it in the recruiting and the guys that Dan and the coaching staff have been able to get to Oregon. You've already seen it. They've been able to pluck guys from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You know, so it's already showing itself. Oregon was already on players. It was already on their radar. You know, guys already went, but now to have the opportunity to be able to come there and be close to home from wherever they're from, I think recruiting, as it already has, continues to go to an entirely new level. And Oregon's going to benefit from that, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you hit it right on the nail.
So listen, next up, we have a guest that I know everybody wants to hear from. I know everybody's excited to hear from. I know we're excited to interview him. We have none other than Dan Lanning coming on. It's going to be great. We're excited. Like I said, it's going to be a great time. It is our pleasure. It is our honor to jump this thing off. We have probably our most important guest, nobody other than Dan Lanning.
Thanks for having me on, fellas.
No problem. Thanks for being here, Coach. How's everything going, man? How's camp going for you?
Good, man. Camp's fun. It can become a grind, but you get so close in camp with the players. You figure out where your team's at. I mean, you start to figure out, okay, this is what we really got to go attack. And it's my favorite part of coaching is being on the grass. So we're having a great time right now. It's been a lot of good work.
Is the temperature hot? Like, what's the temperature like?
It's too cold. It's too nice right now.
Yeah.
It's too nice. So like we normally are a morning practice team. First few days it was good and hot, there in the afternoon, but yesterday was too nice. I wish I could turn the heat up a little bit on these guys, but Oregon's perfect right now.
Yeah, make it a little hard on them. With camp, we all know how camp can be. So how do you continue to foster connection when the position battles heat up, when everything's going and, guys are going at it and they understand that, hey, we're having fun, but we're here to do a job. And in order to do this job, the best man has to win. So how do you keep control of that? How do you foster those relationships and connections?
Well, I don't think it's human nature, right? I think every one of us wake up and we think about ourselves. And I just think you have to constantly preach it and find those moments to create connection throughout camp. So we do a lot of fun things to help create that. We do this thing called the hot seat where guys get up and you find out stories about each other you had no idea about. And whenever you kind of have a deeper meaning of this coach and a deeper understanding of this player and what they've been through, I think that makes them a lot more relatable. And for me, you have to be a guy that can flip the switch, right? When we're on the field, like, I'm going to do everything I can to whoop your ass, right? But then when we step off the field, like, man, thank you for making me better today. Like, let's go eat. You know what I mean? Like, creating those moments. And it's a challenge. And it's really based on where your team's at. Do you have a really mature team that is able to enjoy each other and, have fun, not too, timid, but they really compete when they step on that field? Or do you have a team that's too loose and everything, where are they at? So that's part of my job, to figure it out and then adjust the pulse of the team and crank the volume up or down based on where we're at.
Yeah, I have a question to that. I mean, this is a new age of football that we're all experiencing in the college level. What are the disadvantages that you are, finding yourself having to overcome?
Well, I think the thing for me, I think I'm going in my 17th year of coaching. And the thing that I figured out is you can't coach everybody the same, right? Like, every player's different. You have to meet them where they're at. And you got to figure out, great coaches get the best out of their players. But on the same note, there's some non-negotiables. There's things that are really important to you as a coach. And you have to communicate that. Don't expect somebody to know it, So, our guys have done a really good job of creating connection through fall camp. They make all the rookies get up before every team meeting. And these guys are singing until the team meeting starts. It's an awesome deal. We got coaches that haven't been here, new players that haven't been here. They got to get up and sing in front of the team. They're either going to get booed or clapped off, right? And that's an awesome deal. Well, I didn't do a good job communicating with our team, fellas. When it's scrimmage day, none of that stuff. It's game day. How do we? Well, they were doing that, but I didn't do a good job communicating them to them before. I don't want that that's my expectation on scrimmage day. It's a different level of focus. So what do? You pull some of your leaders aside on your team and you explain that to them. You go meet them where you're at and you acknowledge, hey, I could have done that better, right? But on the same note, don't lose sight of who they are and let them be who they are, because you have a team that's nervous and it's high anxiety all the time. You're not going to get their best performance.
Speaking of leadership, Dylan Gabriel, right? I saw him, at the Big Ten Media Day and just heard him speak. He's well ahead of the game, just as a man, period, in my opinion. But what are some things that you intentionally do with your leaders to really kind of coach them in leadership?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got on the phone with Coach Saban a couple of days ago and just talking about that. What's your routine? I think it's important, first off, that I get to pop into every meeting room, separate of just hanging out with the defense or just being in a unit meeting, and get to, be a part of coaching them within that room. But we're going to have separate, yesterday or Sunday, it was an off day. I got to meet with, about 20 guys on the team and just get a pulse of where they're at, make sure they can communicate where they feel like the team's at. And I think that goes back to, we always talk about having conversational turn taking and making sure we're engaged listeners, right? But I want these guys to have a voice. This is their team, and you have to give them an opportunity to share what they see. And then you maybe redirect and say, hey, well, this is what I see, right, in my experience, and see if they see the same things so you can get on the same page. But you have to constantly find those moments where you can meet with guys, meet where they're at. And that's just as important as me spending all my time watching Inside Run as it is getting over there and let's have a convo. If it's a one-off meeting, those happen frequently. If it's a late night text message, right, and just, hey, this is what I saw today. I'm always trying to challenge myself to make sure I'm tapping in with guys throughout the week to create that and hopefully get them to see what I see or figure out where they're at and where do I need to meet them.
Coach, you've these last couple of questions have kind of highlighted your coaching style, even without you trying to highlight it, you know, the type of coach you are, the type of man that you are. I want to tap back into your past a little bit. We have something in common. We're both journeymen. You know, me as an athlete, you as a coach, you at Park Hill, Pitt, Arizona State, Sam Houston, Bama, Memphis, Georgia, now at Oregon. Being a journeyman, being in those different rooms, being up under those different coaches, being up under Nick Saban, being up under the greats, being around different players, how did that help you become the coach that you are? And more importantly, what did it do for you as a man?
Yeah, I always talk about quality of experience over quantity, right? Like I know I'm somewhat younger in this profession maybe than some sitting in my seat, but I was so lucky to have a plethora of experiences with different coaches. And almost every one of them, I walked away saying, okay, I want to do it like that. I don't want to do it like that. On almost every one, there was something I really liked and something I felt like, okay, that's not who I am. And biggest thing is I recognize great coaches are themselves. They're like authentic. They don't pretend to be something they're not. Like the great ones, that's one thing that they are. And I always challenge myself, to be there, be authentic to who I am, and then bring a certain level of energy and enthusiasm as I step out in everything I do, because I want my players to have energy and enthusiasm in the things that they do. So, I've learned a ton, right, from a lot of guys, and I'm really fortunate to have been, in a variety of places to be able to get there. We asked our guys on the hot seat last night. One of the things we asked them was, what are the 3 greatest decisions you made in your life that you didn't realize at the time was a great decision, right? It's kind of a hard question. And I remember for me, like that drive to Pittsburgh was a decision in the moment. Like, okay, I can wait for somebody to call me and say, you might get hired and I cannot get hired, or I can go try to make my opportunity happen. That was one of those decisions for me that was really big. But that was fun hearing that from our players last night. Like, what are the greatest decisions? You heard guys that maybe haven't contributed, high level yet. And they're talking about the greatest decision they ever made was coming to Oregon because of how much they've grown as a man. They didn't know it at the time, but it was the best decision for them. So that experience for me was crucial.
What is it that keeps you motivated in coaching? What is it? And I'm talking about the it that makes you tick. Like, what makes you keep going?
Yeah, I got my goals written on my mirror, like in my house. So when I brush my teeth every day, I'm looking at my mirror and I see, what my goals are. Number one goal up there is to help my people reach their dreams and goals. Like I'm living my dream, right? I want the people that are part of our organization to get to chase theirs and live theirs. I want to help them get there. National championship, like that's not a secret. That's something I want to be able to do. I've done it as an assistant, but I'm chasing that, and so I don't feel fulfilled, right? I'm hungry, and that's what motivates me. Like I'm really hungry to keep chasing those. If I feel content, fulfilled, and I don't feel like I have anything to offer or help somebody else, chase that dream, then you're going to see me step away, but I'm nowhere near that right now in my career.
And that I could tell from being around you. You got a lot of fire in you. But let's jump into, the kind of elephant in the room, the Big Ten. Oregon has made a splash with the Big Ten without playing it down to football. And you can kind of tell that's kind of rubbed some people the wrong way.
Ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, ruffle some feathers. I like that, Stu. I like what you did right there. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Right? I don't know if you watched that with your kids.
I know. I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
I've got the idea, and I felt like they're treating Oregon like Lord Voldemort, the team that shall not be named. What does that do for you guys? What does that say to you guys? Because I know what it says to me as someone sitting back watching and observing. There's a new target in the Big Ten. But how are you using the saying, that team out west?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm a PE major, man. I don't put enough thought into some of these things, and our creative team came out and said, hey, this is going to be the title of this show we're doing. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I honestly put no connotation with with Michigan, Ohio State. I've got so much respect for those teams. So it really wasn't about that for me. It was like, oh yeah, we're out west. Let's be that team out west, right? Like, let's do that. But whatever, right? That became bigger than that. Like what I really like about our creative teams, they made some unbelievable content, and they'll continue to make unbelievable content that I think creates excitement for our fans. For our players, for guys that we're recruiting. But I certainly don't mind bothering people. But that was never my intention when it's not. I don't need to go out here and pick fights and create locker room material for other teams. Like that's not. And I'm not trying to give a voice to the teams outside of our locker room. Like the players in that room is what matters to me, right? So anybody out there, like they can say whatever they want. I learned a long time ago as a young coach, like don't pay attention to praise, don't pay attention to criticism because it's not going to help you. And early on in my career, I had some early success and I was like, man, I'm the shit. Like I got this figured out. And it was a great reset moment. I still remember getting my butt kicked when I was the D coordinator. We played Florida, and I was embarrassed for how I performed. I did a horrible job. And boy, was there some mean things said after that game. And it was a great reset to me about, like, don't give a voice to the people outside. They don't matter. Go play the game, right? Go play the game, go execute, do the best job you can possibly do. And, I've always kind of rode with that. But I have so much respect for the Big Ten. We're moving into a real conference. We got some real teams we got to go. And I'm competing to be the best team we can possibly be. I don't know what that looks like, right? Whatever that is, like, that's my job, is to maximize who this team can be. It's not out here to, like, create a lot of secondary conversation, but nobody's playing football right now. So what else does everybody want to talk about? They want to talk about, they want to create a conversation. That's not the point. Like, check out the content, see what it's about, like what our team's about. Like, that's what I'm excited about.
When it comes to the Big Ten and who's going to be the big dog as of preseason, and we know preseason is preseason for a reason.
Exactly.
No one's played it down. But on the resume, what makes Ohio State special?
Yeah, I mean, the best indicator of the future is the past, and they've been a dominant team. They've won a lot of dang football games. Their roster is as good as anybody in college football right now. They got a lot of talent. They got a great coaching staff, and there's a history there, right? And they've earned it, right? They've earned that. But I know the seasons haven't ended the last couple of years where they want it to finish, like what they want it to look like. But you can't hide, what they've done. They recruit really well. They develop their players really well, and they've won a lot of dang ball games. They've earned where they're at. But on the same note, the games still have to go be played. So I've got a ton of respect for that team because I'm familiar with how they work. I know how they practice. I know what kind of talent they have on their team, and you see those results on the field.
As far as recruiting, how are you able to do what you do, Coach? You get guys that Oregon has never seen. When I was in school, we never seen the talent of guys come through. We had some talented guys, but it just seems that you are finding these guys and they're coming from all across the country. How is it that you do that?
Yeah, for us, we always say 1 + 1 + 1, right? Everything's got to add up. It's the communication with the family. It's the communication with the coach. It's the identification process. It's, okay, before they get here on campus, how are we building a trailer for what their experience is going to be like when they get here? And then when they get here, what's the movie look like, right? Like, that's the trailer is getting them here, and then the movie's when they arrive. And then we want to, be the Chick-fil-A of college football. Like, what's our service and experience like when they get here? Like, are they, dang, that was really fast. They were ahead of the curve. They knew everybody's name in my party. I've talked to the head coach. I've talked to the position coach multiple times. So I think all those things add up. NIL, that's a piece of it, right? Every bit of that adds up to success. And for me, like I said, we want to be able to compete for championships. Well, the team that won a national championship last year, they had the most draft picks, right? So what's that mean? They had the most players that could play ball. Right. So you win a national championship, you have 13 players drafted. I think that probably speaks to the talent on your roster. So if you want to have a great team, I'm not like God's gift to coaching, right? I gotta be a coach that can develop talent, but I gotta have great players. And I know that's the quickest way for us to have success.
NIL, how do you juggle the duties of a head coach now? Because obviously a lot has changed. What are those changes and how have you dealt with that?
Your time's pulled in a different direction. Like, I don't get to always do everything I love doing, which is like out there coaching. There's time that I have to spend that about. You're a GM now, right? You're not just you're the personnel side and your development side. So you're wearing a lot of hats. And luckily we have unbelievable coaches here that do a great job. But there's times where I'm pulled in a different direction, and you got to make salary cap and roster management decisions. I mean, all those things are really playing into it. So I've got an unbelievable team around me, whether it's our personnel staff, our coaching staff, that really help me be able to be where my feet are and direct in the right direction.
You mentioned doing the things that you love. I know you're a family guy. How do you manage the football aspect of it and real life?
Yeah, so I've said this a few times. You don't, right? Like, there is not, if for me to chase what I'm chasing, there is no balance. There isn't, like, especially in football season. We came back in July. We won't have a day off until the end of the season, right? Like, that's the reality of where we're at. So when season's over with, like, my job is to be really intentional with the time that I do have. So how do I do it? Like, when I do get home and for whatever reason my boys might still be awake, like, they're going to get me. They're going to get experience with me. I'm going to spend my time with them. When we have a day that's, a lighter day, an off day for our players, and I can get out of the office in time to be able to go home and have a meal, like, I got to make sure that I take advantage of that, right? And you sacrifice something else to do that. But when you're intentional with your time, like to me, that's how you maximize it.
We want to say thank you, Coach, for joining us on our first episode. We wish you nothing but the best of luck this season. And hopefully, God willing, we'll see you in that national championship game hosting that trophy.
Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
All right, Doug family. So this next segment that we're going to jump into, we want you guys to get real familiar with. It's called Where Are They Now? It's a segment where we're going to highlight the past, tie it into the present. We want to tie you guys back in to the guys that you once were following and kind of get an idea about where they're at. And so right now, where are they now? We're going to be talking about me and my boy, Jay Stu. So Stu, where are you at right now? What do you have going on? What's going on in the business life and the personal life? Where is Jay Stu at right now?
Well, brother, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously, I was drafted here, went off to New York for a year, came back to Charlotte because this is home. This is my new home. This is where I became an adult. And I'm raising my family. Got 2 daughters. Kaya, she's 7. Nora, she's 3. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Natalie. Yeah, man. Shout out to Nat. But yeah, man, we just, rocking the family thing here, and we're loving it, loving every bit of it. We're really tied into the community here, doing a lot of philanthropic things, just giving back. We actually have a TV show here that's local, called Lately, where we basically go, out and about and go to, local mom and pop shops, restaurants and highlight them with their background and their stories of inspiration and how they, get through hard times and struggles while also operating their businesses and giving back. So it's a really good, opportunity for us to do something together, spending time together, doing things that we love, which is, helping people. And then obviously, my entrepreneur mind, just always thinking of things, to invest, opportunities to invest. I think, all the guys that I played ball with, guys like Steve Smith, Musa Muhammad, I learned so much from those guys as far as how, they use this platform, to enhance, their lives and to basically create, this financial wealth that people talk about so often. I was blessed to have guys like that in my life to basically show me the ropes. It's more than just football. It's just a season of life for you to get ahead. And so luckily, God blessed me with this opportunity to come to Carolina and be around some good guys.
Yeah, man.
And so, just staying tapped in business wise. I got my broker's license during COVID.
Yeah.
Sitting at the house at COVID, I'm like, man, I'm passionate about real estate. So let me go ahead and get this license.
Yeah.
And so that led to a lot of things to where I've been able to, do things with the Carolina Panthers, in the sense of, development and all the things that they got going on, in the real estate development space and just basically, being mentored by, the business levels, there, which has been eye-opening. It's been nice.
Upstairs now, huh?
Say what?
You upstairs now, huh?
Nah, man, we ain't upstairs. We outside, baby. We outside. We outside.
Listen, one thing, I need you on your show. Make sure you get over there to Chicken Coop, okay?
Oh, listen, I got some tragic news for you, brother.
No, listen, okay. Before you tell me, have you been on? You get on Twitter or now X, and you just see people's name trending, and immediately you think the worst.
Yeah,
because that's what happens. So that's what you just did to me. Okay.
Yeah. It's
my heart just sunk. My heart sunk.
It was trending about a year ago.
What happened?
Chicken Coop is no longer running. It's closed.
What?
Yeah, man, they sold out, man.
Oh my God!
So now the best chicken in Charlotte is that Shell gas station on South Boulevard.
Oh man,
it's really good though.
No, I believe
but
it.
But it ain't Chicken Coop.
I believe it, but it ain't. Listen, for Doug family, Chicken Coop was a household name. Okay, it's a
delicacy.
Out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. What was it, off of South Street?
South Boulevard.
Right there off of South. Listen, some of the best fried chicken you would ever have, okay?
Yeah.
You drizzle a little bit of honey on there. Yes, I said drizzle some honey on that
honey and
fried
hot
chicken.
sauce.
Oh, my gosh. So right now I'm a little bit heartbroken. I'm a little bit distraught. I know you can't see the tears on my face.
I'm a little bit hungry.
Just a little bit. Man, that just hurt me, Stu. I'm not going to lie. That hurt
I'm
me.
sorry. I didn't know. I didn't mean to break it down to you like that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
especially on here. You wanted to tell me that right here,
I should have texted you, huh? I should have texted you when it happened.
I deserve no, but yeah.
So yeah, man, it's everything. You know, I've grown a lot. You know, outside of football and into my retirement. And one of the things that I've grown to love, you know, is golf. Golf is everything to me right now.
Yeah.
Outside of my family and God.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that.
Golf. If you wondering where I'm at, I'm probably somewhere golfing.
He's somewhere shooting 18.
Somewhere shooting the ball where it ain't got no business going. That's basically it. But there's something to golf where what I love about it, it's progress. Because one of the things that you miss when you retire is an opportunity to get better at something every day.
Yeah.
And golf replaced that like nothing happened. Yeah. So thank you, golf. Yeah, where are you at right now, man? What's going on in your life?
I'm back home in beautiful, sunny Southern California. Out there in Los Angeles, man. I'm recently engaged. So getting ready for this next step, marriage. I'm approaching that at a fast rate. So just preparing myself for that, man. It's
what are you doing to prepare yourself?
Having conversation.
Yeah.
Having conversation with people that have done it and that are doing it and that I know are doing it the right way. What I've learned as I've gotten older, all conversation isn't good conversation. The right conversation is the best conversation to have. So I'm diving into people that I know have done it the right way, people that I respect, people that I know honor and respect their wives. So I'm trying to kind of get a head start running towards this thing because it's a new chapter for me. It's a completely new chapter. So embarking on that, man, getting ready for that. Shout out to my baby. Shout out to Light Bright.
Light Bright.
Yeah. Because her light has always shined bright in my life. Okay.
Oh man, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah. She don't even know what that means. I never told her. So y'all hearing it first. But no, man. After retirement, it finally gives me time to be home and be with my kids. So I'm getting a lot of time, especially with my youngest, Keelan and Kingston, 11 and 6. So now I'm being able to really hop into fatherhood in a way that we don't typically get to hop into with season, and being gone and training. So it's a beautiful thing. Every time I would come home, my kids would be different. And it's like, man, what am I like? This crazy. When did he start doing that? When they start? So to be here and be able to see the change in them, it's a beautiful thing. So diving into fatherhood, right along with you, getting involved in this entrepreneurship life and kind of diversifying my portfolio. I have a couple of things coming up with the Big Ten from a social media standpoint with Oregon's move to the Big Ten. So really excited about that. Doing some public speaking. I got my first keynote speaking engagement coming up here soon in October.
Where is it at?
Down in Riverside.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right in the hometown.
What date?
It is October 11th. October 12th.
Where is it at?
It's going to be down at the Riverside Sports Clinic, I believe. Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
All right, y'all. If y'all in Riverside, make sure y'all check them out.
Yeah, come check me out, man. So yeah, diving into public speaking, broadcasting, doing a couple other things off the field. Like you said, coming across a good group of men that kind of help mold and shape you, you know what I'm saying? They form a foundation for you. So guys like yourself, guys like Mike Tober, guys like D'Angelo Williams, Darren Sproles, Ryan Matthews, the list goes on and on and on of guys that have, helped pour into me. Commercial real estate is something that I'm into. Loving learning about that and getting involved in that. So, just trying to diversify myself. And more importantly, bro, I'm on this spiritual journey. I'm finding myself spiritually. I'm finding myself not within my own perspective or what the world's perspective that they have placed on me, but through God's perspective. So I'm on this journey.
Yeah, that's good,
man. So it's a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about this retired life, but I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm embracing it. The change that's coming with it. It's a new grind. And, we come from being up here, you know what I'm saying? And so understanding for me is that, okay, the same work ethic, the same time that I had to put in to get here, this second phase of my life is going to require that same commitment, that same sacrifice to get this second career, the second phase of my life to feel like that first part, but I want it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's well said, bro, because
appreciate you.
It's all about progress.
Yeah.
And I think if guys, took it upon themselves to be more intentional about giving themselves opportunities to, to move forward and grow, and tapping into the right plug, because if you got the wrong plug, that source will drain you. Man. You feel me?
Man.
And so kudos to you, especially with as you embark on, new chapter of marriage, love, and just, being a father, like, just linking arms with guys that are like-minded.
Let's jump into this final segment. We're going to have some fun with this. It's called Quickfire. We're going to fire some questions out. It's going to be either or. You get to choose. And we're going to see what you like and what you prefer. Okay. What is your preference? Okay. So we're going to get to see this thing. So I have a couple, I'm going to start this thing off. We're going to go Kobe or LeBron.
Man.
That's crazy that it's taking you there.
It's Kobe.
Okay. I don't know. What was the delay?
Well,
the service ain't bad. The connection ain't bad.
No, the delay is because they both are greats, man. And whenever you have to pick two greats, it's just you don't want to feel like you obligated to pick one. But Kobe is my guy.
Okay, all right.
Mentality.
Okay. I like
because
it.
The mentality, straight up.
And I agree with that. 1,000%. 1,000%. Okay, I'm gonna take you.
What about you? So you're a Kobe,
go ahead.
obviously.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. You know it. Listen, you want to ask me? Let me show you how you should have answered that question. Go ahead.
Hey, Kenyon, Kobe. Oh, the gate, Kobe. Huh? All right. Okay. Yeah. I got a question for you.
Okay.
The mountains or the beach?
You hit me in my heart, but I'm a water guy. I'm a water baby. I'm going beach.
What?
Going beach. Well, I'm in California. What you mean? California.
Yeah, I'm a mountain guy.
The water.
I'm definitely a mountain guy.
Listen, I love them both. I love them both.
See?
But the water.
That's how I feel about LeBron and Kobe.
You can't know. No. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
Chicken
that.
tenders or cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger.
Okay. I'm a cheeseburger guy too.
Cheeseburger, easy. Okay. We're going to go Marcus Mariota or Justin Herbert?
Marcus Mariota.
Okay. I like that. Like that. Okay.
That boy was different. College boy.
Completely different.
And also too, because you told me about, how nice of a person he is.
Don't let me influence your answer.
No, it just validates.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is validation, bro.
Okay. All right.
Dog. Lemon, lime, or cool blue Gatorade?
Lemon lime.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so glad you said that. If you would have said blue, I would have hung up.
Lemon lime. There might as well not as well not be any other flavors.
Yeah, the original is always the best.
Yeah, I'm going lemon lime all day. All day long. Okay. We're gonna go Bilotti or Coach Brooks?
Bilotti.
Okay. All right.
Be your Bilotti.
Got more head than he got body. For those of you, you know. Okay.
If you know. Duck JJ's on 3. 1, 2, 3. Duck JJ's. Shut or Rydell? Or is it Riddle or Rydell? I never knew how you actually said it. Is it Rydell?
All I've ever heard was Rydell.
Okay, Rydell.
Don't mess my childhood up. Don't bring your nonsense over here. I just let it Rydell.
Okay,
That's all I know.
So you're a Rydell guy, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I am too until they put me in that shut. They said, nah, you better shut up and wear this shut.
When did you have to wear the shut?
In college.
Did you?
Because my helmet kept popping off.
Did it not fit?
Hey, don't be talking about my head. Don't be talking about my head size, man.
Listen, Stu has.
So you think I'm in Charlotte right now, but really I'm behind them curtains.
You behind these curtains?
Yeah. So watch out.
For you, okay.
Eye paint or no eye paint?
No eye paint.
Yeah, same here. I don't be putting no paint on my too much. If I sweat and something getting in my eye, it's over with.
I got to take care of this black gold, okay? I ain't putting no toxins on this skin of mine. Can't do it. Won't do it. Won't do it. Okay. We gonna go. I'm gonna take you over to the soccer world. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Good choice. Good choice.
Long socks or short socks?
No. When we say
I have a story to this as well. Continue.
My
man Kenjon, he's a lot of good things, but when it comes to that swag for that football field, man, we had to get my man's sock game right.
It was terrible.
Man, he was just wearing the tube sock, and that was it.
Terrible. It was
the naked tube sock wearing black cleat wearing.
Listen, let me tell you guys how bad this was to my running back group. D'Angelo, Mike Tolbert, Jay Stu. They literally, now mind you, this is pregame. You know, you're supposed to be getting your mind right, getting ready for games. You know, you about to go to war essentially. So it's focus. These dudes would literally stop everything they were doing to correct my socks, to fix my sock. No, you're not going out there like that. You making us look bad as a unit. Come here. Do your socks.
Out there looking like a Dr. Seuss character.
Man, listen, it was so bad. Stu literally would scrunch my socks down for me, would add
a little bit more sock to them.
I felt like a child. I want you to know. I felt like a child. I felt like my parents was getting me ready for school.
Nah, man, it's all good. Awful. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know.
And I didn't have to know, okay? Because I was at Oregon. Our socks, our socks were swaggy, okay? Yeah. I didn't have to dress them up. I didn't have to.
They dressed you. That's what they did.
They did.
They dressed you.
They did.
And you look good, boy. You looked the part, but yeah.
But listen, I got better, okay?
You did.
My sock game by the end of it.
Yeah, sock game, wristband game was all, you was back.
Yeah, listen, you gotta crawl before you walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Draw or toss?
Draw.
I'm a draw guy too. I'm a draw guy too.
I think collectively when we was in Carolina, we hated anything outside. We hated
you better not put me on that edge just to run 1 yard.
Annihilated. We running tossing to the boundary.
Yeah.
What? To a bossed over defense. It's over with. What are we doing?
Yeah, we don't need that.
No,
and that draw, I like that draw because it's like at least you feel like you got a one-on-one with the backer.
I have control.
Yeah.
Unless one of them linemen let somebody, come straight through.
Which happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got control. I can see that. I can roll with that hit. You throw me out there on that toss. I gotta read my outside read, my first read to the outside. I don't necessarily know what's coming back here at this ear hole of mine, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Give me that draw.
Hawaiian time or
we can stop,
burrito boy?
We can stop right there. Hawaiian time over anything and everything in your team. Anything and everything.
You heard it here first, folks. Hawaiian time over everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Listen, people, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Stu, I love you.
Love you too, bro.
It's been a joy. Man, until next time. And remember, ducks of a feather flock together.